Good morning, Dave Nutt here at 123daytrade.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. We'll try to keep this video 5 minutes or less or close to 5 minutes. All right, so here it is. Well, I'm not trading today. I have to take my son to the doctor for concussion protocol. So I thought that it kind of had my the side benefit to this is it allowed me to, I guess, relax for a day. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm worried about my son, but not knowing that I don't have to trade today kind of let me just, relax for a minute and take a step back and then think for a minute. So one of the thought processes that I've been thinking about is, how do you add a second contract in the 30K combine? Is there any particular time that you could add a second contract? For instance, like a trade like yesterday, if I would have had that second contract, it would have been able to trail behind it and win. It would have ended up being, maybe the first one would be off at a 1p target, which I think yesterday was 25 ticks. And the second one would have been off at about 75 ticks of profit, or maybe even more, depending upon, I didn't look at the finality of the trade to see where that exit would have been, but I know that that combination of those two combined would have been about 100 ticks. Now, yesterday with the trailing stop was 18 ticks. Now, if I would have staged the two contracts, one at 18 and one trailing at a 2/3 stop, would have been about 12, 13 ticks. So if you add those two together, you can see real quick that 18 and 12 that's 30. So that's 30 ticks that you're risking at the very start of a trade. Is that 30 ticks worth the possible payout of the 100 ticks? So that's the big overall question that I've had in the 30K combine, because you know that you can't run 50 ticks. If you run 50 ticks in the combine, you get blocked. And therefore, the only other thing to do is to reset the account. So I have moved around and around about how you can get that work. So what I'm going to try to accomplish is figure out where I could add that second contract so that I can put myself in a winning scenario with a chance to take out that bigger profit. So the ideal trade with two contracts is to get one off at 3p, which like yesterday would have been 75 ticks, I believe. No, excuse me, yesterday was 66. 66 ticks on R yesterday, and then translating that out into P, 3p. Let me just bring my spreadsheet over. So yesterday risk was 18. That'd be 1R, and 1p yesterday was 22. A couple days ago it was 25 and 20. So 22 ticks, and then at 3p would be 66. Now, if I would have been able to pull out yesterday, I know that it went to the number that I was looking for, I think yesterday's number was 7335. So it went to the golden ratio number, and it also hit the 3p number. Yesterday could have been a really nice trade on two contracts. Obviously, it's hindsight, right? You understand that trading, looking back, is you're always going to be right. So trying to filter out the always right against the when should you add that second contract on. So I believe that yesterday would have been a tough day to add that second contract, because the overwhelming evidence Bugs Bunny, what is that, Elmer Fudd, right? Anyway, so long story short, yesterday the volume was on the red side. It was it could have easily went the other direction, but it didn't. It continued to move down. Just like on the blue side, sometimes blues are failures, other times red are failures. Sometimes, and more times than not, they're not. The market will follow highest volume bar. It'll go back and forth when there is no general movement in the market. If there is no general movement in a market, the volume will follow highest volume bar. So if red high volume bar shows up, usually somewhere around there is the bottom, and then it starts to proceed up. Likewise, blue, if you see a blue high volume bar, the blue usually somewhere around there signifies a top, and it comes down. Now, when it fails, like yesterday, when a red volume bar fails, at that point, is that the point that you add that second contract in? So you have one contract in and it's got a 1p profit target, and it's sitting there at 1p, and then you add that second one in between 1 and 2. That is a consideration that you might be able to do with a red volume. Now, if you have high blue bar volume in the short side, now I'm talking short side trades only right now because that's what I'm concentrating on. Now I have one specific setup that if you went through the trade video yesterday, you see that specific setup that I look for a buying signal with RBV stopping volume. So yeah, it didn't get much, but it was a signal that I'm confident that I can be almost on the bottom at that and take it up. Likewise, it works on the same way. So how did I learn that? I watched it on the blue side first, and I see, does it work on the red side? Yeah, the red side works as well that way, but the blue side works a little bit better because it'll fall deeper. And that just makes sense. Things fall faster and they go up more times than not. So long story short, high blue bar volume might be a place that you can add two contracts in the same place. High red bar volume, and you're trying to short the market, not such a great place to be going short on two contracts because the odds of it coming up are still great. Once the blue outweighs the red volume, then the sell side is a little bit more stronger in that kind of scenario. If the market decidedly fails at these levels, so if you have a high red bar volume and it fails at those levels, then you're in kind of a day that can, who knows how far it can go. Usually you need to have a really considerable high volume to stop a down day. And likewise, you have to have, once that volume is pierced on the blue side significantly, you need to have really high volume to stop the ascent of the up day. So that's kind of where I'm going at. So basically, how do you find the tops? How do you find the bottoms? How do you trade the middle? That's what I'm working on. This is Dave Knight here from 123daytrade.com. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next video I put together. Bye for now.